They say one man's treasure is another man's trash, or something like that. Hey, hi, I'm Angel. Thanks for stopping by. I was just thinking about how you just never can tell. I think it's easy to base a judgment on what's happened in the past or what your experience is upon someone else's experience or upon your current experience. And yet, if you really look at the totality of your experiences, it's easy to see that at any given moment, something that looks like a positive can then, in hindsight, look like more of a negative, or vice versa. Something that looks like a negative often turns out to look like what we call a blessing in disguise. And ultimately, I think it's just what side of the story, whether we're in the mood to tell a good story about it or in the mood to tell a negative story about it. And I don't know that there's really any of that judgment in the whole universe as far as I can tell, because any given speck of it has a different perspective. Speck perspectives. No, I mean, every little speck of time space has a unique and different perspective that has the potential to see any given circumstance as more negative or more positive, depending on the story, depending on the time space part of the story it's in. So I just remind you that if you're telling yourself a crappy story, if your story is sounding real crummy right now, try waiting a little while, or shifting your perspective, or thinking of it from another perspective, or just give it a little time. You'll see. This too shall pass. It always does. And I think ultimately there's kind of like only one great story, which is tension and release. Something got in the way and then we got around it. That's really all there is to it. The rest of it's all just little details. Eventually you'll die, and whatever of that tension release, getting around it you participated in, will be what you have left over from it. So my take on that is like, live alive, get around as much as you can, savor the flavor of all of it, and don't get too hung up on any one detail. If it's bothering you, if it feels good, by all means obsess away, but if it's feeling terrible, then move on, change it up, do something different. That's my 2 cents for tonight. I'm gonna get back to work. Speaking of something different, I might be procrastinating. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe it's all part of the process. I like to think that. I'd love to know what you think. If you care to share, in the description below, give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Check out the description for, leave me a comment in the comments section, and check out the description for links to my website, my books, my music, my eBay store. I got all kinds of stuff going on, all kinds of ways you can help me out, support me, show me some love. I sure would appreciate it. Till next time, as always, I wish you peace, positivity, prosperity, possibilities, potentials, peaceful conflict resolution, and don't forget to drive forward.